Packers versus Eagles.
Here we go.
First NFC game up.
You want to talk about a game we could breeze by? It's this one.
I think this is another funny one. We've gone so far. I put my leg up like this because this is just
It's cool,
You're
calm.
relaxing.
You're cool.
It's just been funny.
He's real for saying that because when we talked about the Bills and Broncos, I had to get serious.
It's just so funny to me how we've come here. Like, I would love to know who you're picking. I'm actually excited.
No, I know who he's going
I
to pick.
slept on it. I actually slept on it last night.
I'm excited.
After having some Magic Mind.
Yes.
I'm excited.
No,
It's
but
helped my
the thing
sleep
is,
schedule.
all I've heard from Joel, and correct me if I'm wrong, is the best team in the league to you is the Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh yeah, they've been so
He's
good.
been with us until 2-3 weeks ago he anointed the Vikings as the best team in the NFC.
What?
He did?
No, I didn't say the Vikings were the best team in the NFC.
I was just wanted to see where we were going to get him.
All right. I respect that. Keep him on his toes. I'm cool with that.
You know,
Nothing
Riv,
wrong with a little lie.
And he stood tall. He's
Nothing wrong with a
Nothing wrong
little
with
lie.
You know,
I love
you know
lying.
what, Riv? I really hope that the Packers pull this one off.
Well, pick him.
No, it would be
Because
generational. I'm not gonna lie.
this
Stand with
this
your pick.
arrogance that you're walking with right now.
You see my
You know,
boy.
it's unlike you. It's not like you. It's not
For
like
Philly?
you. No, it's not. It's not like you.
Really?
It's not like
No,
you.
that's pretty on brand.
You know, and
I'll be
I
walking
feel
down
like-
with my boys.
I feel like, you know,
Your
it's
ass,
okay to pick the Eagles to win. I'm
You be
picking
going down on your boys?
Yeah.
I'm picking the
Nah,
Eagles
fuck
to
'em all.
win. But the disrespect being shown to the Packers, like this is gonna be the easiest
team
game
that
of the
hasn't-
weekend.
They just don't show up
This is
against
gonna
good
be the
teams.
game
You
that
mean the team that hasn't beat none of us?
They lost to
Us?
the Eagles by
Sorry.
2
Detroit,
points.
Minnesota.
Sorry.
Have they
We
beat
beat
us?
us in Brazil.
That was week
And we
one.
won.
All of the games they've lost this year, outside of one, have been by one
Have
score.
they beat us, Detroit, or Minnesota? I'm
No,
asking.
they haven't.
Oh, none of us.
I'm not. But
Wait, have
you know
they
what that
been a good
means?
team?
That means
Yeah.
that they're due. That's
Oh
what.
my
No,
God.
they have been good teams.
They've beaten good-
They being a team that you're about to pick to win a playoff game this year. The Rams.
Oh.
Did they beat them?
Yes,
They might.
they beat the Rams.
I think they
What
beat
week was
Seattle
that?
too, right? I think did they play Seattle this
They
year?
beat the Seahawks. They beat the Rams. They beat
Seahawks
the
are moving
Texans.
Oh,
on.
they
Yeah.
beat all the teams in their tier. That makes sense. I respect that.
Which means that they're not far off. So this is not going to be a cakewalk. It's
not
not
how
going to
that-
be an
that's
easy
not how that
game.
goes.
The
They're
Packers
not in the
have
same tier as the
one of the
Eagles.
best defenses
never
in the
been, Elf.
NFL.
Oh, it was in
That's-
October. I don't really care.
It's fair.
The Packers have one of the best defenses in the NFL.
No Cooper Cup, no Puka Nakua. It doesn't even count.
It doesn't count.
Oh, that counts.
Jordan
That does
Whittington
count.
had 89
That counts on
yards. And you guys, it was 24 to 19.
Oh, it was a good game.
Yeah, they
Come
breezed by the
on.
game.
Breeze
It
by
was
is crazy. 5-point
their
game.
box score watching. It didn't
We
feel
didn't
like a
have
close
Cooper
game at the
Cooper
time.
Cup. I don't need to know anything.
No. Hey, listen, the Packers, they still got an elite defense. Jeff Halfley's going to have an amazing game
Is it
plan.
elite?
Yeah, it is. It's one of the top
You've
10
been very
defense in the
vocal about
NFL.
this defense.
In terms
Beat up
of
and
what,
down.
No, the
EPA?
success rate has not been
That's what I'm saying.
EPA wise,
'cause
it's been up.
Shout out Xavier
Drop back,
McKinney, man.
Drop back, yeah, but the rush success rate and rush EPA, they've been towards the top of the league. And that's one avenue where Rashawn Gary has regressed a lot as a pass rusher, even though he's picked it up in the second half of the season. Not to an elite level, but Rashawn Gary, his ability as a run defender has improved a lot this year. So that's where I'll give him credit. And they have a great run defense. And I think the formula to beating the Eagles, number one, is you got to stop the run. You got to force their offense into drop back
is that
passing
possible?
situations. The Eagles' offensive
Honest
line has
question.
4 Pro Bowlers on it. You know, could be
Probably
5 if you
five.
count Mekhi Becton and how he's played this year. He hasn't played like a Pro Bowler, but he's played
hurts.
really damn good this year.
No.
So I look at the Packers and listen, Christian Watson is a huge loss. Not having Jair Alexander is going to be huge as well. But they have Jordan Love
can't
at
guard
quarterback.
And he
Bro.
might not play.
Wait, they have who?
Jordan Love at quarterback. That's
cute.
Jordan Love said he doesn't know if he's going to play.
I know.
Maybe it's gamesmanship.
I know he
And
got
I said
he
this-
got an elbow injury.
I said it before show.
Elbow injuries.
Jordan
are tough.
Love fans might not want him to suit up because this could be a stain
I
on
want
his
him
legacy.
to suit up because the
No, he
only way
better
the
suit up, 'cause
Packers
if
have a
he's not,
chance
if
is
he's not playing, I'm not watching this damn game.
the only way the Packers have a chance to win is if Jordan Love plays and he
course.
plays at a high level.
They have
That's
a
the only
chance?
way.
But
Yes, they have
can
a
he
chance
play at
to
a high
win.
level?
Yes, he can play at a high level.
I'm
Jordan
starting
Love
to
is
get
Jordan
worried.
Love.
What does that mean to us?
I'm starting to get worried.
Jordan Love is Jordan Love. He's
is that?
one of the most
What
talented
does
quarterbacks in
amazing
the
pocket
NFL.
presence mean to me if we can't do other things?
Nah,
What
Jordan Love.
what
Jordan
other
Love's
things
top
can
10.
he do?
hey, you know, I'm just speculating.
Jordan Love or Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts.
He's been very vocal.
I'm gonna ride with my
He has
fucking
been.
dog.
Jair would have probably guard AJ. We know that's barbecue, so thank God he said.
Is Jair playing?
No, he's not.
That's not for the year,
No,
I think,
he's
right?
he's
He's
done for
done,
the year.
yeah.
You know, their
That
corners
sucks.
right now is
He was
Carrington
out for a minute.
Valentine, Eric Stokes, Keyshawn Nixon. You know, it doesn't sound great on paper, but they've been good recently.
Keyshawn Nixon is a baller. I fuck with
play.
Keyshawn Nixon. It seems like every time I'm watching the Packers, he's making a play on the ball.
Carrington Valentine can play too. That was their 7th round rookie last year. I mean, this is not going to be an easy game. Yeah, I think the Eagles are going to win, but this is not going to be one of those easy games.
what's the score
The advantage that I got you right here.
31-17.
Pick the Packers.
The advantage
You
that the
want to pick
Eagles
them.
have over the Packers is the advantage they're going to have over any other team. They're better on their offensive and defensive line.
Yes.
I think the biggest weakness in this game for the Packers specifically is not even their corners, because they don't really play bump-to-bump man coverage like that. Jeff Hafley has done a good job like just switching up the coverages they play and playing more zone. It's really the interior offensive line for the Packers. Josh Myers and Sean Ryan and Elton Jenkins too has been a little bit underwhelming this year. That's a liability, I think. You know, so the Eagles' strength is their interior defensive line with Carter, Milton Williams, and Jordan Davis, and a Gobo, I think, a Jobo.
You talking about the guy from the Ravens? David
No.
Ojabo?
No, you have another defensive lineman on the Eagles that his last name starts with the O. He's a rotational guy.
I'll look it up.
But he plays well. I think that's the advantage that they have. That's the big advantage. And if you can stop the Packers from running the ball, I think that's what they want to do. The Packers, in order to have a chance, they're going to have to run the ball effectively. Then this interior defensive line is just too good. My final score prediction is 31-21 Eagles. I think, this is without me accounting for the late garbage time scores that the Packers tend to get in these type of games. So if they get a late
Moro or
game,
Jomo?
A Jomo, okay.
Okay,
So
okay.
if they get some late game scores, I could see like
They can
31.
make it looking pretty.
I could see 31-28, but really
Score
it was
the
like
touchdown with 30 seconds
31-21.
left. Yeah.
Can I ask another question? Why is it that Malik Willis has this great connection with Jaden Reed, and Jordan Love and him simply cannot get on the same page?
Great question.
Well, I think number one, Jaden Reed, with Christian Watson out, has had to play out of position, and he's had to be used as that deep threat. But I honestly don't think that Jaden Reed gets open consistently. Like, that's number one. I don't think nobody on the Packers outside of Dontavian Wicks can separate at a very high level. Watching what they did against the Vikings back, nobody got open. Jaden Reed often was bracketed on these deep routes, and that's the thing. When you don't have Christian Watson, somebody has to take Christian Watson's role in the offense, and that's been Jaden Reed because he's faster than Romeo Dobbs and Dontavian Wicks. And with Malik Willis, those same concepts that are being called for Jordan Love aren't being called for Malik Willis. We're not going to call a sail concept where you're reading the safety and you're reading those three levels with Malik Willis, because honestly, with Malik Willis, I just want him to just move the ball methodically down the field and just be safer with the ball, because he can't make those throws. So I think they just call the offense differently, and that's a challenge that Matt LaFleur has to balance, because I don't think this offense has clicked this year. It never, in a consistent amount of games, we've seen the Packers look like one of the very best offenses in the NFL. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Not a year
And
5 regression.
I think it does start with just the separation issues from their receivers and the drop issues. Jordan Love
That's a
leads the
fact.
league. He's towards the top of the league in drop percentage, and he's still making high level plays. It's just the players around him are failing him, and then the offensive line, like when the Vikings blitz, they didn't have really much of a plan against that. Love can work on things. I think Love can be quicker with his progressions. I think he can go to other places with the ball at times. But for the most part, what I see is there's just a lack of separation with the receivers right now. And with Reed, I think his targets with Malik Willis are much different than with Jordan Love.
Maybe this offseason they go and they try and get an alpha. Who knows?
Tyreek Hill could be available.
Just knowing the history of the Green Bay Packers, Mr. Dust, is that going to happen?
Probably not.
That
So
sucks.
They haven't really shown. They're not really a team to make splashes in free agency or the trade market, I got the Eagles in this game, though.
No
I do
way.
think I think there's just too much going against Green Bay. You have Jordan Love's injury. Of course, Jair's been out for a minute now. But really, it's just the matchup against Philly's tough. This week 1 was cool. Brazil, week 1. That's when we thought Philly's defense would be terrible, and Hurts had all these turnovers and fumbles and sacks. And although he could be prone to some mistakes, he's been so much better with the ball over these last 2 months, 10 weeks or so, that I don't have that same fear as I did during that time. But right now, I think when we've seen Green Bay's offense at their best, it's been through Josh Jacobs. It's been Josh Jacobs getting 20 carries. It's been him being a bowling ball. It's been him picking up chunk yards. And then off of that, Jordan Love's been able to make some explosives. I still think Jordan Love, even though he hasn't been as consistent as he was the second half of last year, I still think Jordan Love is one of the top 10 quarterbacks in the league, although maybe a bit regression from last season. But if the Packers want to win this game, number one, Jordan Love's got to be healthy. I don't think he's healthy right now, right? Like, he tried to come in at the end of last game when they saw they could potentially move up in the seeding. He ended up not coming in. And now he's talking about, we're Wednesday, game's only a few days away. It's like, yeah, I don't know if I'm playing. Is that gamesmanship? Probably. I'd be shocked if he doesn't play, but he's not going to be at 100%. And even Jordan Love being 100%, don't know if you have a chance against Philly. This has just been too dominant of a team to lose to the Packers that have just been more or less inconsistent all season long. And then on the offensive side of the ball for Philly, it's the Saquon show, right? I do think the EPA numbers are really nice for Green Bay. I don't think none of those numbers matter when you play Philly. Saquon Barkley had the best running back season we've seen in a long, long, long time. You got A.J. Brown, Smitty. We know what this Philly team is, and we know what this offensive line can do. So unless you're going up, I really think Philly's biggest issue could be down the line if you go up against Detroit and you just have a great play caller with a great offensive line that they could protect Jared Goff and he could scan the field and J-Mo could win down the field, or Amon-Ra. That's where I have my only reservations about Philly. But in this game where I think we've seen for a majority of the season, this Packers offense is not something I'm going to be terrified of, especially compared to Philly's defense. And I think they just have too many answers on offense. You want to run the ball, they can do that. You want to throw the ball, they can do that, then being the Philadelphia Eagles. So Jordan Love would need to have a masterclass game. He would have to have probably the best game of his season to win this game. But I got Philly winning 28-17.
Oh, I said 31-17.
Listen. When your team wins 11 plus games in back-to-back seasons, 3 times, by the way.
Eagles bet, by the way. I'm going to get that memo.
The Eagles bet? What was the Eagles bet?
I was thinking it's 200.
What was the Eagles bet? 2 what?
He's
He's lying.
It was either over 10 wins or win the division.
I think it was 50 beans a pop, though.
It was probably, yeah.
We
usually do 50.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a lot of the bets that I got with Riv have gotten negated.
I think that was our only bet.
No, there's only one.